met another model, another woman. We talked a little bit, and then she was an independent that worked the several sites. So she directed me over to Jasmine. And I was like, okay, because she said it was better, so on and so forth. So that's how I found my way over there. And then that's more or less became my home. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that I haven't gone other places. I probably have accounts at 10 different sites, but I always come home to Jasmine.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, just because I get bored and I go out there and I always come home.
What is it about Jasmine specifically that has made you call it home and that keeps you coming back?
The people, the models, the women, girls, whatever name you'd like to apply, they um, not all, but most of them make you feel welcome and appreciative that you're there. Even in times when low on funds, as some people are, it just is more comfortable. Plus, it was easier to use, so on and so forth.
How long have you been a member?
Jasmine itself, I think I opened my first account there early March 2020, maybe late February 2020.
You kind of you became a member, it sounds like right when the pandemic kind of
Yes,
got
it
started.
was like just before, well, yeah, like I guess just after it started when I became a member my first time around.
What role did Jasmine play for you during the pandemic?
It gave me a life outside of my house.
Right.
Yeah, if you want to call it contact with the outside world, we can call it that. It's contact with the outside world. Everybody was going through the same thing. There were some complaints, however, a lot of the time, nobody really talked much about it, just typical complaints. But I I enjoyed it. I liked it because, like I said, it gave me a way out of my house, allowed me to connect with people. And honestly, not necessarily just the women themselves. I mean, in fact, there's a handful of other members that I actually, I guess you can say, socialize with offline.
I love
Um,
that. I mean,
yeah, there's two people in Romania, one in England, one in Florida, and one actually in California, lives in San Diego.
so these members, you developed a friendship with them, so to speak?
Yeah, acquaintances, yeah,
Yeah.
we can call it that, yeah.
So you developed like an acquaintance with them through the platform.
Yes, yeah. Well, most of them were pretty much from one model in particular, but somebody familiar names eventually, they get with the members, they'll, talk whatever, and then eventually they hunted me down on social media. So that's kind of how they
Really?
found me. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, actually
Yeah.
wow, I'm fascinated. So you would chit chat with the members in the room, and then they actually found you on other social media platforms, and you
Mhm.
guys developed even more of an
Yeah.
acquaintanceship with.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It's
Love that.
not just like, for lack of better terms, it's not only just me sitting in my room at the computer talking with the girl. I mean, it's a whole community. It's a whole community. And there are a lot of different people out of there, a lot of different personalities, people, likes, dislikes, how they do things. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a whole world.
how would you compare it or describe it to other social media communities or platforms?
I guess you could think of it as a bar, as a pub. You have regulars that come in, and your regulars seem to always congregate or find that one booth or one area that they sit and socialize. And then it's the same way. That's kind of how I'd see it. I don't know if I'd compare it to social media, but I would like to think of it as, if it was real, it would be like a bar where people would go, sit, talk. Yes, you have the focus model, but everybody's there. Some want to wear a mask, some don't. It's up to them.
Right, right. Yeah, when I think about like a pub and hanging out there, I think about just a really relaxed and fun environment where you go to kind of
Yes.
de-stress and get away from the world. Is that
Oh,
fair to say that's how you see Jasmine?
oh, most definitely. Most definitely. There were days that long, hard days. Have a sit down, go in, have a visit, and forget about my day here because now I'm there.
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, oh yeah. It's They're women, they're people, they're real people. They're not robots, they're not automatons, cyborgs, droids, whatever. They're real people, and that's what makes it good.
What would you say is the number one benefit or value that Jasmine brings into your life?
Connections, company, conversation, no judgment. It's like having a friend. And sometimes they can be sounding boards. You, you stress, you got troubles, worries. Um, it doesn't really matter. There's been many things that have been discussed in private that have absolutely nothing to do that have like zero sexual connotation. Real world, real life stuff. Like I said, they're real people, same as me. They got a life outside. Sometimes that stuff comes in. Yes, it's come to be able to rest, talk, socialize, to have a friend.
So well said. That's just incredible. A lot of a lot of people do have a negative judgment or connotation associated with the site and the models. Usually because they don't really understand the nature of the site or the industry. They only see one aspect of it. But what would your message be to those people who have this negative judgment or are confused?
I mean, come on, it's a job. It's a job. And to be honest, it's not like prostitution. Rule 7.5, Rule 7.5, you cannot use a website due to arrange solicit prostitution, arrange meetups. Ha ha ha. See, I remembered. And Rule 7.6, no exchange of personal information. But like with the models, with the girls, guys, all of them, all inclusive, there's no physical contact. There's no physical contact. So, and it's a job. It's a job. They're real people. And you come in, and if you're like me and all you're looking for is company, conversation, I think I've probably seen, out of all my 2 years of rooms and chats that I have visited, I think I've seen maybe a total of 7 fully nude out of probably 40, 50 that I visited, taken private and all of that. There's one, actually, there's a whole bunch. I've never even seen topless.
Thank you so much. I do like to end the interviews by asking one final question, which is just what's something in your life that you're the most grateful for right now?
Well, well, a lot of things I'd be grateful for. I mean, grateful that I'm vertical. I can take nourishments and still breathing. I mean, I could say that I'm grateful for for Jasmine for allowing me to explore the world.
I love that.
Because, like I said, I mean, I know people, Romania and California, Florida, England, and those are just the members. But I know that there's the models that are in Romania, um, Colombia.
Well, thank you so much. This has been a great interview. We really appreciate your time.
Okay, all right. Yes, I'm more than happy to do it. And hey, maybe next year I can do it again.